itself.
What if one of America's closest allies has become a so-called den for Russian spies? A New York Times investigation reportedly alleges that Russia has turned Japan into a key hub for espionage, covert procurement, and the sourcing of critical technology for the Russia-Ukraine war. And the revelations have led to the Japanese government acknowledging that it must urgently strengthen its intelligence and counter-espionage capabilities. Let's break it down. Japan's chief government spokesperson has said the country faces a rapidly changing security environment and must do more to prevent foreign operatives from acquiring sensitive information that threatens national security. He said Tokyo must address the challenge with greater rigor, quote unquote. The spokesperson also noted that Japan's parliament has approved the legislation to establish a new national body that will basically coordinate the country's fragmented intelligence system. Japan has long relied on multiple agencies rather than a single foreign intelligence service. According to the reports, post-Second World War legal constraints have left Japan with comparatively weak espionage laws, making it vulnerable, reportedly, to foreign intelligence operations. Tokyo is now moving towards forming a more centralized intelligence structure. Citing Ukrainian government estimates, around 90% of Russian missiles and drones reportedly contain Japanese-made components, reportedly. It also highlighted an investigation into the wreckage of a Russian cruise missile that struck a residential building in Kiev, reportedly in May, where the investigators recovered Japanese components, reportedly, despite export restrictions. It's a significant development. The investigation further alleging that Russia's operations in Japan are directed by an intelligence officer operating undercover at the Tokyo office of the state-owned airline. It said a secretive Russian military intelligence unit known as the 20th Directorate uses officers posing as diplomats and businessmen to obtain or steal battlefield technology. According to the report, the procurement networks bypass export controls by routing microchips, transmitters, machinery used to manufacture weapons and other components through intermediary companies and third countries, reportedly including Vietnam, Uzbekistan, and Sri Lanka. And this is not an isolated case, reportedly. Reports say Moscow has been using countries like Turkey, China, Kazakhstan, Germany as third-party countries to procure key arms and technology to bypass restrictions. According to reports, after hundreds of Russian intelligence operatives were expelled from Europe and North America following the commencement of the Russia-Ukraine war in 2022, many allegedly shifted their operations to Japan, allowing Moscow to basically rebuild procurement and intelligence networks from Japanese territory. Our next story is from India. In a sequence of events that may resemble a thriller film, an American national was reportedly caught in India at the border without a passport while trying to cross into Nepal, allegedly. This unfolded 3 days ago when India's SSB noticed Brown moving towards the border. This was in a district of Uttar Pradesh. After he attempted to flee from the scene, he was arrested and taken to the agency's headquarters for questioning. However, his travel history has deepened the mystery. Brown told the UP police that he initially traveled to Thailand on a tourist visa, where he claimed to have lost his passport. From there, he reached Sri Lanka via the sea route. Subsequently, he claimed to have arrived in the Indian state of Goa on November 2nd last year, again via sea. While he stayed there in Goa for a long time, he then reportedly moved to Bengaluru. As per reports, he boarded a bus to reach Lucknow on the 8th of July before proceeding to Gorakhpur, from where he hailed a taxi to reach the Nepal border. According to a senior UP police official, the US national has been booked under sections dealing with entering India without a valid passport. If proven guilty, he faces up to 5 years in jail and a fine of up to 5 lakh rupees.
His claims are currently being verified. A case has been registered against him at the Sonauli police station under sections 21-23 of the Immigration and Foreigners Act for entering India without valid documents, and further legal proceedings are underway.
What is also added to the intrigue, in fact, is that a number of claims by him are yet to be verified. For instance, he reportedly told the investigators that he served in the US Navy and Special Forces for 6 years and quit the military service nearly 2 years ago. Not just that, he also claimed to have traveled to 70 countries. According to him, he married an Indian yoga instructor hailing from Uttarakhand in October 2024. But then why did he want to visit Nepal is the immediate question. Brown claims that he wanted to meet a Nepalese national whom he had met in Goa earlier. However, he was unable to provide any address or any details as such about this individual. The US Embassy has been informed about his arrest. While no national security threat has come to the fore in this case so far, concerns are being raised over foreigners reportedly moving across India under suspicious circumstances. For instance, in March this year, the NIA arrested a US citizen along with 6 Ukrainian nationals for allegedly entering India from Myanmar through the Mizoram border. According to the agency, they were part of a conspiracy allegedly to carry out terrorist activities against India. Shifting focus to a massive political controversy that has erupted between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh over the first Aarti at the Tirupati temple. A day after the Karnataka Chief Minister announced a proposal to allow the legislators and other dignitaries from the state to participate in the first Aarti at the temple, a trust member has rejected it as a unilateral proposal. In a statement, the TDD trust member, in fact, urged Shivakumar not to do politics, quote unquote, over the temple ritual. Reddy also said that if Karnataka's demand was accepted, other states like Tamil Nadu and Kerala would also make similar demands.